The Roofers Brawl and Brofest was a huge success, even though I took a black eye, didn't get the result that I wanted. The fight wasn't the biggest fight of the weekend. The biggest fight of the weekend were all the blue collar entrepreneurs that are in a fight to make more than 120K, and a fight to make their first $1 million. And it just was such a life lesson for me to reconnect. And we had more than 150, 200 people show up to support us. And the night before, man, it was so cool to hear their stories. And beyond that, being able to connect with them like outside of your typical environment, sort of hearing me at my most vulnerable moment whenever I lost the fight. You know, some of the words that I had for my guys is, let this be an example that risk is the down payment for success. Stop worrying about what other people think about you and go out there and do you. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep failing forward. Just like in business, I failed so many times on the doors, in scaling businesses, in being a coach, that these lessons have been the things that made me who I am. And so I don't want to just share my stories, my insight. I want to give y'all a little behind the scenes look and some of the stories of the guys that were real stars of the Roofers Brawl and Brofest.
$188.9. All right.
Not the elbow on the shoulder. Oh my gosh.
For almost 24 hours, nothing to drink, not eating. Dinner last night, I came in 2 pounds under 190 pounds. My wife's so pissed because I weighed this morning at the gym 193, worked out, went to the sauna, just weighed in at 188. She's like, what the fuck? You just lost 5 pounds. The easiest sell is going to the door and saying, hey, you may qualify for a roof paid for by insurance. Sometimes in Atlanta, we get on a roof, it doesn't have enough damage. When you get denied twice, what do you do?
Attempt to repair.
Okay, so attempt to repair fails, there's just weak damage, you're fighting. I'm gonna challenge you to sell a retail deal that eventually you gotta pull the Band-Aid off and you gotta let them feel the pain of the cost of the roof. And what you're doing is giving, and they never actually have a chance to buy the roof. So tell them how you've sold insurance in retail.
Yep.
He wants to learn how to sell his insurance deals retail. And the ones I would focus on are the ones that get denied, the ones that have weak damage. So after you got denied, what would you do to switch to retail?
So not only the ones that have weak damage, but also the ones that have damage like that are greater. Because I think that we could, one, do what you're talking about here on the not and denials, but also speed up our money on the ones like you were just talking about where they had a deal done. Now it's a mortgage thing. We don't want to stretch and wait for our money that long. The other side of it is that nobody ever sells upgrades. So they look at the regular claim and what it is, and then they just push it through, and then they got their money and they beat feet, right? Now adding another layer to where you can go back to save the deal and or make it faster by selling it retail is just creating the urgencies. Find out what their pain points and then solving that for that customer. Then you set up another visit. Once you get it one yes, the next yes is a little bit easier. So if you got a contingency signed and it's sitting in your pipeline, but you can't get it to move because whatever the reason is, right? They need something. They can't find the damage. It's not improved enough. You can't get your money, whatever it is. You revisit them back. Now, this only works if they need the roof or they have the damage. Once you revisit them back, now you can create that urgency because they should already have been excited. If you did it right and you did enough time, they're already excited about a roof now. Now the insurance company is being somebody who's putting up a blockade. Let's make them the enemy, give them a new solution to solve their problem. Get it done. Now it actually makes that claim a little bit easier to go through and get approved. When they get that money back, they can do whatever they want. Whether they can pay off the loan or they can pay off some high interest credit cards, they can do whatever they want for it. But you've already got them excited about the roof. Then they got that blockade. Now you go and give them another solution. Even once you get that solution, you revisit them. And then now this is where you start selling the upgrades. I know your insurance company, this is a $30,000 roof. Your insurance company is paying $30,000 of it. It doesn't cost you nothing. So while I'm out here, I can go and upgrade your ice and water shield. I can upgrade your shingles for you. I can upgrade your ventilation for you. Now they're only spending $10,000 for a really high-end roof rather than $40,000. If you don't talk about it, then they're not gonna look at it or accept it. So you just added more profit to the same amount of time that it's going to take you to do it. The metal roofs and the other upgrades, the skylights, things like that should all be talked about. But they should be talked about on the second visit once you've already got a yes from the customer.
And here's the thing. when you're advertising on social media, one of the things I'm the best in the world at is helping people get a fuck ton of leads off Facebook. You've seen me on Facebook. I'm retargeting you on Facebook all the time, right? Well, don't you want to do that to your customers? Right. Yes. Well, if you can get those leads and appointments for $100 or $200 an appointment, they're the best leads, are they not? They are. And when you sign them up for a contingency agreement, an insurance deal, even if it's me and you and Travis work with insurance companies, we get maximum dollars. If we supplement a job, before we get our final profit, we could build it. It could take
6 weeks, 8 weeks.
Maybe even longer. Now, here's the truth. When I'm advertising, if I can't get a profit, like in the form of a down payment on the job, then I can't keep reinvesting into campaigns. And so what he taught me was whenever you close your internet leads retail, dude, you get your money faster. And if you're signing up contingencies and it takes months to get your money, then the whole goal with an internet lead is to close them retail. I was the son of a roofer. My dad, I was privileged. He taught me to go knock doors. He was a car salesman. And whenever he switched from car sales to roofing, my family, like, life's changed. We moved to a nicer house. We got a nicer car. And I realized, holy shit, is there money in door-to-door roofing sales? Huh? I can't hear y'all. That's what's up. We're going to have some fun now. Y'all want to have some fun? Okay. Anybody remember going to high school saying, have pride for your high school? Anybody ever remember that shit? Well, I think what's wrong with America today is that people don't have pride for their last name. You know? Y'all proud of the people that came before you, that put you to be here? No, anybody that tells you that they're a self-made man, they're full of shit. There's no such thing as successful people being self-made. I had great parents, great coaches, had a lot of great people around me. The people here, some of these people like are literally the reason why I am who I am. And one thing about it is I have a most important core value, which is personal development. That if you're a student of the game, if you're always trying to get better, if you're trying to be better today than you were yesterday, it really doesn't matter what happens. The only time you lose is when you fucking give up. Do you know what success does? What does success do? No, success creates problems. And some of y'all are afraid of the problems that success creates. You know that we self-destruct sometimes? That you know that success is going to mean what? More responsibility, more accountability. Sometimes internally, we have these broken belief systems that fucking cancel our success before we start. And so I'm going to tell you, man, you know, I started using data for the first time, finding out where the most expensive homes were, and like took the data and I plugged it into the machine. And then I was spitting out rich people leads and closing in the baddest neighborhoods. And even though I was the baddest motherfucking door knocker, even then I had something different. I had door-to-door and leads. And I could hire a sales team. I went on Craigslist for the first time. I got fucking all these leads. So salespeople want to come work for me. They want to quit other roofing companies. They want to come work for me. And for the first time, I built a team of 20 sales guys. Now, if you want to build an 8-figure business, you want to make $1 million, you want to be an 8-figure guy in roofing, the first step is sell $1 million yourself. Second step is get $1 million producer. Look, Mike over there, he's new in the business. He's already got him. Jared, check those 2 boxes. All right. Next step is to get 20 reps underneath you. And to get those reps averaging $500K a piece. And we got a machine for that, okay? Recruit, hire, train, retain. Biggest lesson that my uncle taught me. If you want to grow your roofing business, raise your hand if you're a company owner, okay? Guys, it's only about how many door-to-door roofing salespeople that you can recruit, hire, train, retain. The average roofing sales rep is going to sell $500K. So the more people you help, the more people that come through the system. Unfortunately, what do you think the failure rate is on salespeople? 60%. No, higher. 80%. It's about 80% of wannabes versus real deal people. And so, you know, the truth is like, dude, shit's hard. I've hit a lot of brick walls since then. There's a lot of other chapters to the story, but I sold Grant Cardone. I started digital marketing. I spent $1 million on personal development. I went broke 4 different times. I went to $1 million in debt, sold commercial to get my ass out of it, recruited like a fucking rock star, became the P.T. Barnum of the roofing industry, built a category king foothold on this motherfucker. And now I got a $100 million company, conglomerate, net worth, 7,000 students, the best working blueprint for success in the business. And I got a lot of haters. Is that okay? Huh?
So one thing I will promise just to start, that my speech is not going to be good as the boxing match tomorrow with Lee and Dimitri. We're all looking forward to that. That's what we're here for. But ultimately, a good coach, he always puts you in awkward situations and makes you uncomfortable. And that's why I'm up on the stage here today. But I just wanted to, be successful. I had a vision. One of my best friends, he had moved from Minnesota to Arizona, and he had been telling me about the roofing industry for the last 10 years. I said, yes, let's do it. And I took a leap of faith. And from that moment on, I never looked back. I never looked back. It was late in the year in 2018. We got the license. We built maybe 30 jobs. We didn't get started till August in Minnesota, which gives you 2.5, 3 months to sell, build, collect. And it was tough. It was tough. But we got our 30 jobs built. We felt good about it. I was learning the business. I didn't know anything about the business, let's not forget. But I knew that this was my opportunity, and nothing was going to stop me. And success isn't handed to you. You don't need to be a business owner to be successful. You could be an independent contractor sales rep and make millions of dollars a year, millions of dollars more than most business owners in this industry. And there's not many industries that can do that.
And I was making promises to myself. I was trying to be a better father, better leader, better whatever. So I went to Lee's event. I wasn't even going to go. I bought a last-minute ticket to fly down because I made promises that I was going to be better. So how do you get better? The only way I could get better was to surround myself with people who were better than me, so that's why I went to the event. Once I got to the event, I realized, well, shit, I don't have $60,000. I'm in New Hampshire. It's November. We're about to go into a winter season. I didn't realize what it was going to do for me in the moment, but I knew that I had to make a move because I made promises in that hospital. As long as she could walk, I was going to make changes. So sitting in that last room, I was watching other people go up. I already knew like what I wanted to do. I loved what was going on. I knew that when I was going there, I was going to get sold. I didn't want to be sold. I wanted to be better, but I didn't know how. Once I started talking to other people in that room and I'm listening to these guys and what they're doing, I'm like, damn, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm like, dang, I need to level myself up.
I'll be honest with you, like, I don't spar as hard as I have to get ready for shit like this, but for this fight, I went to a dark place. Dude, I've been fighting pros and fucking just like, honestly, like, I got the shit beat out of me by this guy. It's an 11-win pro. He's like 210 Cuban fucking guy out of Miami. The reality is I can hang with people at the highest level. Even like Gilbert was hurt, but they invited me to spar. I beat Gilbert like in boxing with no takedowns, not beating him like 100%, but I'm like, it don't matter. It's all about how you perform tomorrow, and one lucky punch can get anybody. But what I know is that I can hang with people at the highest level, and I've got I didn't, all the rest of my fights, no one from our industry or platform wanted to pay attention because, like, dude, I'm fighting on local shows. No one really cares. I'm just out here fighting 24-year-olds. It doesn't matter. But all I knew I was doing that for the whole time, well, one of the guys I fought, D1, middle linebacker college, fucking 4 or 5 fights. I knew it was going to be prep for when I had to fight an event fight. Like a for money fight. Like this, that wasn't for money, but this is for money. Because I'm gonna get acquisitions, contracts, fucking clout, fucking time. I'm coming for the motherfucking goods. I'm taking your shit, your people, your fucking hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your clients. Because I'm coming for all of them. Everything. I'm coming for your life. I'm coming for your soul.
So what's special about this one?
2 inches wider and 4 inches longer.
Oh, shit. Damn. God damn, I gotta get me one of these motherfuckers. Yeah.
God damn, dude. Dude, the most important thing about championship moments is you got to be able to see them. I've seen this moment. I manifested this moment. I've got my game plan, but it's the visualization of the moment, the ability to feel it, to put yourself into that moment. It's just another exhibition match. Been visualizing this as a sparring match. All it's about is controlling my adrenaline dump, breathing, not taking it too seriously, not being too tense, and just talking out this way the first round's gonna go, keeping it smooth, keeping it easy, keeping it loose. First 30 seconds, working behind the jab. Most of these amateur guys, they don't get hit to the body. I got real long reach, I'm gonna hit him to the body. Start taking air out of that fucking gas tank, out of that bike tire. And I don't think he's gonna be able to really defend once I start switching levels. So once I go down and up for the first time, I just think that I'm gonna catch him. And I don't think he's gonna want it. I think he's gonna quit. And that's what my goal is, to make him fucking quit. You know, getting knocked out would be the easy way for this guy. I want him to go down on a knee, to turn his head, to be a little baby back bitch in front of everybody for lying on my name. You know, it's bullshit. If you're a YouTuber, you can just make up lies and defame other people without consequence. Bullshit. He said things untrue about my business, untrue about my family. And so, see what happens, man. We'll let karma speak for itself. I'm paid in full blood, sweat, and tears. I've done the work. He's doing events today. I'm taking care of business right here. So we'll see what happens.
You gonna get somebody, Jen?
You know what, guys? I laid it all out when it comes to the preparation for this fight. I had to put on 10 pounds of muscle. And walking into the cage, I was very confident and I was very excited because I had so much like hatred. You know, I hate to say it, but I really wanted to hurt Mr. Dimitri for all the false things he said about me on the internet. Sure enough, these jabs are hitting him good on the nose. This first round's pretty dominant performance. Pretty happy with this, to be honest with you. As I start beating on him here, I thought that the ref was going to give, and that was a really hard jab. Thought the ref was going to definitely stop it. He was going backwards. Nobody defending. There's a good right hand, another good right hand. And then I just start laying on him, and I'm crunching my punches. That should have stepped back. I should have stepped back. And this is where the standing 8 count. Of course, I'm just beating on him. He's not really defending. He turns his head. And, you know, this is like, dude, I should have kept going for the kill. Of course, he's almost dead right here. And one little deal, and it was more of a slip. If y'all noticed, that thing was so slippery that, you know, it was as much of me leaning in forward as it was him catching me. That wasn't even a really heavy shot. And, you know, I will say he's a tough motherfucker because I caught him with some really good shots. And even coming back, hard rights. Like, to me, honestly, even with that flash knockdown, I did more damage in the round. And he ran for me the whole fight. And he only got the knockdown after my headgear failed. So this is where breaking down the fight starts to get a little bit freaking frustrating. I can't believe they stopped the fight. This is controversial. I'm definitely good to go. That was not a hit to the head.
Win or lose, this is an example for just creating conflict. You don't win without losing. So I don't mind losing. I just keep losing until I win.
Part of the journey.
Yeah.
You can't win them all.
So I just didn't feel stress. Sometimes when you do it for no reason, there's stress, but I knew I had purposeful action. So going into it, like I knew I was gonna be fine and I wasn't gonna feel pain in the ring because I've already been in there and I already know, and I really just want to settle my business with the guy. And now that he beat me, man, it's just about, I gotta try and get my manhood back.
I just gotta tell him, keep training. You did really good. What they do in the UFC when they lose is they have to kiss the champion's ass to get a rematch. That's how it works. You have to to get a rematch, you have to play politics. It's the truth. And if it makes sense financially, because it made sense one time, but he was afraid to connect an event with it. But if we connected a combined event with it, and we did like 2 different groups with a fight, that could be epic with little buffs.